Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Jake's RC stuff. And good news, we're back to what I'm used to, which is unboxing stuff. In this video we're going to go over a lot of stuff I got from Banggood and some stuff from eBay, brand new from eBay, but that's just where I purchased them from. Essentially because they relate to the stuff from Banggood. So, let's dig out the box. These came in multiple different orders. So that's the first one. I'm using a Hobby King knife. That means that all the sponsorship money from this video from Banggood is leaving, because eBay and Hobby King are being mentioned. But we'll just slice the tape. They're really sharp. And I have been into this already, as you can see. The sticker has been cut. Just have a quick glance at it. So here we are. This is a Runcam Eagle for the mini Talon. I've treated myself to one. I have actually, since Runcam started naming stuff, because I have had Runcam cameras before. Before they started naming them and making them all orange, this is only the second camera I have since they went all names in orange. And the other one is a original Swift, which is in the X1, which hasn't actually been flown FPV yet. It's been flown once very shortly. Line of sight. Jesus, that lens is huge. I got a regular Eagle, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's just a regular Eagle. It's not like a night Eagle or anything like that. Well, my God, that lens is huge. Like, I was sort of saving this for later, but you bear with me. Here is a relatively normal lens versus a... Hooray for manual focus. So they're the sort of lenses compared to each other. Sort of standard lens versus a Runcam Eagle lens. Very interesting. Let's see what else we get in this box of goodies. You get our instruction manual. Very nice. Is it Chinglishly? Chinglishly? I can't even say Chinglish properly. No hope for me. Talking about how to go through the menus and everything. Excellent. Shop with confidence, 30-day money-back guarantee. Well, that's already gone through. Okay. Then we have a bag of shite. And inside the bag of shite, we have a little Allen key, some screws for touching it with, some like rubbery grub screws as well, I suppose, for some vibration stuff, you know what I mean. So it comes with one of these really bendy, although it's not as bendy as some of them, mount. In fact, it's not straight as it is. But this one has the degrees on it. So this is a camera with the 2 slots, so you can put that in and then set a specific degree. Then we have a... Oh, what? So that is right. Ooh, that's not very good. So it comes with a cable with the same connector on both ends. I presume the idea is you can cut it in half and then have 2, and then at least with these it still has the separate connector for these. For example, on the cheaper cameras they have just one connector, but they are separate. But it's a bit annoying that with the original Swift you actually got a cable that had this on that one end and then a Futaba plug on the other. It was a split Futaba plug, which is annoying, but it'd be nice if they could have actually put the servo connector on the end of there. Kind of annoying. And I never actually got that far down the box. If there's meant to be one there, then Banggood, if you want to send me the cable, let me know. I'll actually double check the listing and see if I should have got one. Because when I opened it, I only opened it to sort of see that in the foam thing. I never actually went in the box. But yeah, that cable is missing, which isn't great. I'd prefer if it had one of those. So that's sort of a disappointment, to be brutally honest. Like, why does the cheaper camera have the cable already set up? So chuck all the crap back in the box. I'll just at least protect the lens. But my God, be done with you. Go over there. City Sadness. That's meant to go with that, but never mind. Right, okay. Item number 2. Oh, by the way, that cost from Banggood £35.83 when I purchased it, which is nice. Let me just shift that microphone. Apologies for some banging there. So what is next in my box of shit? Let's have a look at this, which might need focusing. This is an Omnibus F4. So this is another thing for the mini Talon. So this, crikey, there's a lot of pins on this and an SD card slot. I wonder what that's for. Anyway, so this is for iNav for the mini Talon. I'm going to give iNav a try. I do have an FY41 from Hobby King. See the next video. But I'm going to actually keep that for a little while and just try iNav, just see, because it's a very cheap setup. As I say, it's about 35 quid, I think, by the time it's all said and done. Not bad. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to do videos on how to do iNav because Matt's already done that. I'm just going to do video. I might do a video on like my thoughts on his videos and how to do it. I'm not exactly sure how to word it, but like you know, what did I find easy about the videos that he made, like to follow, and if there's anything I don't really know. It seems like he knows what he's doing. But basically, just say, hey, I watched all Matt's videos. I learned how to do iNav. Here are my thoughts on it. Might be completely excellent. Might be some just small things I can pick up on. Who the hell knows? I'm gonna chuck that over there. What is next? Oh, and that board cost £20.30. The board itself. What do we have next? Okay, so I'm going to actually skip the 2 next items because I ordered 4 things at one time and then 2 things later. I'm going to skip the other 2 things and go on to the slightly later order. But first, I'm going to reset the video because I know otherwise I will forget. Back again. So, in these last 2 videos, this one and the video before, I have had the microphone in a different place. I hope it's not awful. It possibly is, in which case you already know. So okay, so we're going to leave the other 2 items that I ordered at that time. They all came in separate packages for now. They all arrived in like 7 days. The F4 board took a day extra than the other ones for some reason. But then what I ordered slightly later on is this FPV camera of cheapness. This was £15. It's 600 TV lights. It's the same as the Swift. And I believe I've had these before, but from UK suppliers. So, in the box, oh shit, you get sort of like a foam thing, and inside the foam thing, come on, you get a little camera with a hole in the front of it for some reason. Is that a microphone or air hole or... I'd be worried about getting water in there, but it's just like it's meant to be there. It's not like it's a mistake. A little thing to tell you where the top is. Now these, like I was saying earlier with the run cam, they all on one connector, so it's a pain in the arse to actually change the menus on these. But there's a lens. This is brand new. The one I showed in there is another one that I'll explain why that's in there in a minute. So yeah, these are just an unknown brand. It has very similar specs to the Runcam Swift. It is IR sensitive, it's PAL, it's just a HS1177, 2.8mm lens, DC 5 to 22 volts. And the idea of these is like if they're half price of the Runcam ones, have one as a spare if they're decent. Also put it on models that you're using for flying through trees and things like that you know is going to get broken. So basically I've got one of these for S800 and one of these coming, in case the one that's in there doesn't work, for the plane I'm going to show you in a bit. It's a surprise. So there's the camera. I know it's fuzzy, but bear with me. Then we have a box of shite, or a bag of shite. Inside we have, try not to lose the screws, we have sort of a regular frame with the 3 holes. This cheapo camera can come with a wire with a Futaba plug on the end, or a servo plug on the end, and a regular connector. But sadly, at the really expensive 35 odd quid Runcam Eagle doesn't. Now, do these wires feel brilliant? Nope. They do feel like they will break So what I might do is use hot glue on the cable just to give them a bit of like leverage. But they're not awful wire. It's not the best wire, certainly not the worst by a long shot. But yeah, and it's actually a proper Futaba connector that's, well, technically it's a JR because it doesn't have the little flange on the side of it, but it's like it's all one piece, not like the Runcam one that has the black and red separate to the yellow for some strange reason, just so you can plug the red and the black the wrong way around and blow it up. It also has 4 screws. I'm not really sure why 4, but they are. There's 4 of them. And I actually believe that this camera doesn't have, I'll just double check, there's your 4 screws. Yeah, this camera doesn't actually have any little brass inserts to screw into, so you are sort of self-tapping in the plastic. Again, not excellent, but it's half the price of the Runcam stuff. And then you have this, so the idea of this is that plugs into the back of the camera instead of the other cable. You then have the remote control joystick, and then you've got AV out and power, so that's how you set the menus. And finally, in the bottom of the box, you have what's going to be probably a very English manual. Brightness. Adjust brightness from 0 to 20 to 0 to 255 grade. Choose return and press the enter button when the settings are completed. Well, that seems... Day and night switch is specifically designed for different occasions. So yeah, it's relatively un-Englishy. So there's a manual. There's the actual camera. Chuck the screws back in the bag. Stand. Cable didn't go in there. That's fine. That cable did though. So yeah. And I have flown someone else's plane with Runcam Eagle. I know they are fantastic quality. But if this camera is like okay and like a good grade of okay, then for £15, for £14.92 I paid for that, and they're regularly about £17, so not quite as much of a saving, but that's still, what's that, 20, 15, yeah, so it's half price of the Eagle, not quite half price of the Swifts, so I'll have to see how that goes. That's fine. I think that did come with some extra padding on the outside, because I'll be honest with you, box is pretty flimsy. But we'll see how these cheap cameras work, because, you know, £17 camera, £10 video transmitter, and then like a £5 antenna, if you can get going for like 30 quid FPV on it every plane, it's not bad. Another thing I bought, I'm only going to bring one of these out, but I bought 6 of these. These are just the old MG90Ss. I thought when I bought my original load that I only bought 6. Turns out I bought 12, so I was buying another 6 to make 12. So I've actually now got 18. But never mind. And now we're actually going to go on to something more exciting. But just because in my excitement I don't want the cameras to go off again like it did in the last video, I'm going to just quickly stop the camera start again. The camera has started again, and it's about time I got one of these. I'm actually gonna... Boom! It's a mini Sky Hunter. It's the kit. It was on sale for £28.66, or pence, because that's what makes them together. It is a little bit battered and bruised when it came. It sort of came in like a sort of token gesture foam wrap around it, and then just in a bag. But it does come in a nice box. Sort of, you can buy it cheaper than the regular price if you buy all the parts, but seeing as the kit was on sale, I actually checked and there was like 0 difference. So inside the box you get a box and a box. Very exciting. I'm going to take out this first box. And what is inside box number 1? It is a wing. So there is a wing for you. Let's open one of these with the hobby knife. It's alright, I'll just remove one of my fingers. So here's the wing. It's just so small. It's so small. I mean, let me grab a 12-inch or 30cm ruler. Foot. If I line that up with the end of the wing, so it's about 13 inch actually. It's a baker's dozen. Oh, it's delicious. Probably on the side where the actual wingspan is. So they actually come with the bolt-in sort of horns. You need little servos. I wonder if you can guess what the last item is going to be. It's got carbon fibre tube glued in, tube across there, lots of strength in there. That's actually incredibly strong. A little bit of a bend going on across here when I bend it like that, but certainly not bad. 2 little dots there that I believe it gets glued in with. Little tiny piece of wood to strengthen the locking piece. There's even a little bit of plastic on there to hold the screw. That's excellent. You also get right at the bottom, sort of like it's like a component sandwich with the wings. You also get the other wing, which I'm going to leave in the bubble wrap because it's exactly the same as the other. We then have the booms, which are made out of square tube, actually, not round. So these glue in with just these tiny little nodules, and obviously you put glue on the rest of it, but those tiny little nodules are the only thing that locate it, which I'm slightly concerned about. So it has an extension wire already put into it, which is nice. It's incredibly long, and that's put in that end, which is nice. So you can't actually, you can only really take the fuselage off the wing, because all of these parts get glued together. So off we go. We've got another one of these, no rudder, it's just elevator and aileron only, and motor of course. I believe that's all ready glued together, yeah, that's fine. And these wires are quite small, but they're only using small servos, and it's got to go through a small carbon fibre tube. We then also have just another one of those, so we'll get rid of that. We also have the tailplane. I did think about getting another one of these, using the spare parts and making myself an anaconda, a mini anaconda. So inside there you get a little bag which contains sort of the elevator servo cover with a massive like cutout for it. It's hard to sort of see, and you've got a little tiny elevator horn there. That's like the smallest I've ever seen. A little thing there. Then you get the elevator itself, which is essentially just big enough for the elevator servo. Very nice. I understand what people say about mould release. So mould release is used to get the plane out of the mould once it's been set, and it just feels slimy and horrible with it. And it does have a bit of carbon in there. It's very tough, this plane. That's sort of my sort of first takeaway from it. So dump with that. Here are your 2 control rods for the ailerons. And lastly, in the bottom of this box, we have something I can't get. The carbon fibre tube for the wing. Or at least it looks like carbon fibre. I can't be bothered to get the multimeter out. There we are. So we can run that, we can dump that all back in this box, ready for whenever I get around to doing the bloody thing. By the looks of it, it shouldn't be a hard job. Sort of, you could do it in an evening. Trouble is, I just don't get many evenings where I'm actually like awake enough to work on things. We'll have to see how that goes. Okay, that's box number 1. Inside box number 2, we get a little bit of cardboard, which looks funky, as well as the actual fuselage. I'll just put across this. So I'm not sure if I said this already, but I'll just do it while I remember. £28.66 for this. It was on sale. So here's the fuselage. You've got a firewall there for a motor. I'm going to be running a mini quad motor on it. 2 screws are going to a wooden plate. That's already nice and glued in, nice and solid. I think, yeah, that's running claw nuts. Little air hole on the bottom. Air holes in the front. You've got like a tray there that actually moves. So I suppose you can put it where you want and then set it. Canopy. Crack, that's hard to get off, which is good actually. So once you take the canopy off, you can actually then pop the black bit off as well. Oh wow, and actually under there, I was wondering how I was going to mount the camera. I might get one of those cheap servos, as long as they don't go down too far. Put the cheap servo through there. One of those cheap MG90s. So that's nice. So inside you've actually got the battery tray. I'm not sure if that strap's going to be big enough for the batteries I want to put in there. Have we got a battery? One of the batteries I'm going to put in here just to see how much space there is. I'm raising voice because I've moved away from the camera. But no, I don't think so. Womp. But anyway, no. Well, tell you what, just for comparison's sake, I have found a really knackered old 2200, and that would fit in there. CFG is a different issue, and whether the strap would go around, I'm not sure. So hopefully we can remove the strap and put our own strap in without having to take the plate out. If not, just glue it back in, doesn't look too hard. Oh, and something just fell out the front of it. What was that? Took that on there before it sets fire to itself. We also have a little wire lead for the aileron, which I won't need to use. I do like this canopy idea. And of course, because it's magnets, again, you can just do temporary things. Excellent. Happy days. It's a really well thought out model. Now, so this is the EPO version. I believe Ready Made RC do an EPP squidgy version. But yeah, excellent. And then the assembly instructions does at least have the CFG on there. Movement with most of these is just all of it, so that's just how it goes together. Honestly, so easy. And if not, of course, you've got the Rag and Nuts Off group to help you. And of course, stickers. Gotta love stickers. Whether they'll stick to the foam, different matter, because that is an awful lot of foam release. But if I didn't have other videos to make today, like both RC and gaming related, I would actually probably sit down and build that today, and I'd be able to do it. I've got everything I need for it. So yeah, that is the Mini Sky Hunter. I'm about to run out of my 10 minutes again, so God knows how long this video has been. But hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button. Woo, happy days. So, lastly, you might be thinking, what was the last item you purchased from Banggood? Well, that item, lady and or gentleman, is 4 of these, which are the E.P.22 5-gram servos. I'll just tighten the focus back up closer. So here's what they look like in the packaging. So what you get in here is a little sticker to say, woo, you're running E.P.22 5-gram servos. You then get, wow, 1 horn and 1 screw. Then you get the little tiny little servo itself. It's so cute. They are plastic gear, but apparently they seem to survive all sorts of different hammer. So we'll see how it is. So the plane needs 3 of these. I ordered 4, 1 as a spare, although I was going to say that spare might get used for the camera, but that's not going to happen. Another thing that's not going to happen is much more recording. I will swap to the next time frame. Woo! Time frame! Okay, so I was actually possibly going to use the one I have spare, order another spare and use the 4th one on the camera for pan, but I don't think that's going to work. If I can't get it, it's got ply on top of it, so I suppose if I can't fit a pan servo because of the battery being under it, then I can just screw it straight to some self-tappers. So yeah, here are the servos. Now you can choose short or long. I believe the way that you're meant to order them is have a short for the elevator and then 2 longs for the ailerons. I wasn't sure, so I just ordered 4 longs because I can just like cut these down and put proper things on them. So yeah, I thought that I was better getting a load of longs and being able to cut them down than trying to extend shorts. So they're all long, and that's really annoying because if it actually came with a twin arm, then I'd definitely be able to fit one for a pan servo. Because it's got no rudder, so you can just use the you would use as your rudder stick as a pan. So that's all the stuff from Banggood, but there is some stuff I purchased from different eBay sellers. Oh, by the way, those are £2.17 each, these servos, and the different lengths of wire doesn't particularly matter. Okay, and so for the first of our eBay items, you might remember that I purchased from Banggood the F4 omnibus board. Something like that. The F4 omnibus, that's the one, ominous. The F4 omnibus board, and now to get the full iNav experience for these, you need a GPS unit. Banggood usually sell those for, I think, around £17, £16, something like that. But they were out of stock. So I ordered everything else. This was going to come as soon as it came into stock. But Banggood actually pushed it back 3 times, the restock date. So I asked on the Ragnuts of Facebook group, somebody mentioned eBay. I went, wow, I'm an idiot. Went on eBay, and for $18.99 from the UK, free postage, it came literally next day. It was first class postage and everything. I was able to get this unit exactly the same as what Banggood sell, for only like £1 more. I got it in a day. Something just flew over there that I hope I don't need. It was like the... I see you. Alright, so what do you get in the package? Well, first you get some 3M, you get some focus, and then you get some possibly the other way, 3M sponge. Is that sponge or Velcro? Sponge to mount it to the top of something. You get a little tiny replacement connector, and you also get the actual GPS unit itself. So as you can see, it is the same one that Banggood sell. So it comes with 2 pins on the end. I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure which pin does what, but that's what Matt Ogbon's videos are for, to get that wired up onto this board. If I can, I'd like it to be wired up on connector so I can disconnect it, but we'll see. So this is stuff for the mini Talon. So as I say, not got from Banggood because they didn't have it in stock. Now, related to what I said earlier, here is that original black camera I showed you. So this is one that I've just thrown over there, and I've had it for a while. I keep finding it kicking around, and I believe this camera works. I believe that the cable broke, so I bought from a place on eBay, but apparently they have a web shop. According to the invoice, it's rcmodelparts.co.uk. If you want to have a look there, I'm not sure if that's a website or not, but eBay thing. They also sent like a little menace antenna pamphlet thing. Oh, so like pagoda antennas. Fun. So I had this. I wondered if it would work. So I ordered from them a replacement cable. Now, replacement cables, in my experience, have always been notoriously hard to find. So yeah, this cable feels decent quality. Not brilliant again. It's possibly slightly better than the original, and this is actually the first time. Hell yes, it actually does connect. Excellent, and that's the phone ringing. So bear with me. Hopefully this isn't the mad relative trying to find out what's happening with my grandma. But anyway, back in a momento. I have zero idea how many different sections this one video has been recorded in on this camera, and I've actually completely forgot what we're talking about. So that's good. So with this camera, I've got the stand for it. The cable now fits, so we'll give this a test at some point. I don't actually have any screws for it, so I'm not sure if it's meant to just clip in like that, or if I'll just find some self-tapping screws to put in. But yeah, that is sort of like a camera I found. Or another thing is that if this goes in the S800, it doesn't need an arm at all. It can just like slot in the foam. So this will probably be the one for the S800. And what's good about these cheap cameras, as I say, with the S800, it'll take a beating. The foam will, but some electronics will break. And if you have the cheapest electronics possible, not only does that mean that you're not too worried if it breaks, but it also means that, like, for example, I can get 2 of the Banggood cheapo cameras, ta-da, and put them, and you know, I could buy 2 of them, put one in the plane and have one as a spare, compared to one Runcam Eagle. Now, is the Eagle going to be better? Picture quality? Yes. But I wouldn't want to fly that at a tree or a bankside, and in case I don't pull out quick enough. Always an issue. So yeah, this camera even does 5 to 22 volts like the new Banggood one does. So yeah, that's basically all of the unboxings from Banggood and eBay, or the mailbags, or whatever you want to call them. It was a long video because so much stuff sort of piled up all at once, and with work happening I've just had no time to actually get these videos done. This is going to sound awfully crackly, and I'm apologising to you now. But yeah, all this stuff can go back in this box. I'll sort of the junk from the other stuff. I've just got a giant box upstairs with parts in it at the moment. But yeah, that is it for this sort of Banggood stuff video. On Friday, I don't know what order I'm doing these in, but if I'm doing it in the order I'm recording in, then Friday, the last video I have for RC stuff to record today, it'll be some more unboxing stuff from Hobby King, FPV Model, or somewhere else. Amazon, I think. Yeah, so, woo! I get to do that. I'm going to move that packaging from near the microphone so it doesn't make a horrible noise. But yes, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please click the like button, it helps out a lot. Remember to subscribe if you're new, and leave me a comment if you have like any feedback, questions, anything about what's going on. I do apologise for this being long. Hopefully you were able to get through it. I'll sort of edit it a little bit. I don't really have time for editing stuff like really down a lot, but sort of long pauses and where I go over stuff twice for no reason. Hopefully they'll get removed. If not, apologies. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.